Hello friends, welcome to tax lessons. Today our topic is goods and service tax and basic understanding about GST. Friends, GST came into force from 1st July 2017. Earlier in India, three types of tax systems was prevailed. One is excise duty, second is service tax, third is VAT. Excise duty generally arises when manufacture take place and tax liability arises when goods move from factory or plant to other location or premises. Today, excise duty also is there for certain goods. Service tax is upon completion of services, except services listed on negative list. VAT was state specific and its rule vary from state to state and its complete supervision and control by state authority. After GST came to picture, our daily transactions, daily necessities, daily financial obligations has got certain impact due to GST. So understand the GST is very much essential in our daily life. So what does GST means? GST is only the short form of goods and service tax. The taxable events under GST is supply of goods and services. So here we must understand the definition of goods and services. When GST shall be levied, who shall pay the tax and when? Goods means every kind of movable property other than money and securities, but includes actionable claims, growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before supply or under a contract of supply. It says what are to be included or to be excluded from goods. Goods includes every kind of movable property, actionable claims, growing crops, things, trees or grass which are attached to the earth, which are to be severed before supply or under the contract of supply. Goods doesn't include money or securities. Schedule 3 read with section 7 of CGST Act only applicable to claims like lotteries and gambles. Except these items, GST is not applicable to all other activities. We must understand what are the things to be coming under money. Money means Indian legal tender or any foreign currency, check, promissory note, bill of exchange, letter of credit, draft, pay order, traveller check, money order, postal or electronic remittance or any other instrument recognized by the Reserve Bank of India when used as consideration to settle an obligation or exchange with Indian legal tender of another denomination but shall not be include any currency that is held for its numeristic value. We must also understand the securities are assigned under Securities Contract Act 1956. Here the test is movability. If goods are movable, then it is forming part of supply and it is forming part of goods. If it is immovable, if it is not coming under goods, it is not coming under goods, so it is not coming under GST. If it is not goods, it is not coming under GST. When the crops, grass or trees generally grows on land, so they are attached to land and it is form part of immovable properties. When it is separated and sold separately under a different contract, then it is treated as supply. Service means anything other than goods, money and securities, but includes activities relating to the use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one form currency or denomination to another form currency or denomination for which a separate consideration is charged. Free services are not under GST. But transaction in money relating to the use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one form currency or denomination to another firm currency or denomination for which a separate consideration charge, then it is service. Section 7(1) of CGST Act 2017 states that the expression supply includes all form of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, disposal, made or agreed to be made for a consideration by a person in the course of or furtherance of business. It means if a person supplying goods or services or both, or selling or giving a right of rent, giving a right to use of property, will be come under GST if certain consideration been charged on that transactions. Here second thing is import of services for a consideration whether not in the course of furtherance business. If a person importing certain services or goods for a consideration will form part of supply. Exception, if certain activities listed in Schedule I which to be considered under supply even though it is made without consideration. For example, employer agreed to made without consideration. Permanent transfer of or disposal of business asset where input tax credit has been availed on such asset. Supply of goods between related person or between distinct person as specified in section 25 when made in the course or furtherance of business. Exception, gift given by employer to employee less than rupees 50,000. Supply of goods by principal to agent where the agents undertake to supply such goods on behalf of principal. By agent to principal where the agents undertake to receive such goods on behalf of principal. Importation of service by a taxable person from a related person or any of his establishment outside of India. Certain activities specified in Schedule 2. Activities specified in Schedule 2 will form part of supply. Schedule 2 generally telling here what are the things to be considered under goods or services. Earlier there was under VAT there was different provisions. In this kind of composite supply, separate service tax and VAT charge, but here under GST, here from the basic itself they are classifying whether to be treated under goods or to be treated under services and tax to be taxed accordingly. Here they are telling if a goods has been supplied with his legal title, then it is coming under supply of goods. When the goods and its use has been transferred without transferring of title, then it is coming under services. For example, land and building given for rent is coming under services, not under goods. Then there is a Schedule 3 which read with section 7, that is supply of goods or services, which telling certain supplies which neither to be treated as supply nor to be treated as services. For what kind of services, that let us understand. If services by an employer to the employee in the course of or in relation to his employment. If employee given service to employer, it is not coming under supply. Services given by a court or tribunal established under any law for the time being in force. The functions performed by the member of parliament, member of state legislature, member of panchayat, member of municipality and member of other local authorities. The duties performed by any person who holds any post in pursuance of the provision of the constitution in that capacity. The duty performed by any person as a chairperson or a member or a director in a body established by the central government or state government or local authority and who is not deemed as an employee before the commencement of this clause. Services of funeral, burial, crematorium, mortuary, including transportation of the deceased, is not forming under supply. Sale of land, building, except matter given in Schedule 2 is not coming under supply. Actionable claims other than lottery, betting and gamblings. Supply of goods from a place in the non-taxable territory to another place in the non-taxable territory without such goods entering into India.